Have you blown accounts?
Blown accounts?
Yeah.
Now, this is the part where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
I always tell it to Kaka Taifa that I have never blown an account.
Yeah.
No.
Not a single one?
Not a single one.
Yeah.
It was about 3K. At that time, it was big because I was still young. You see, I have nothing, I have not any source of income. So the first day of trading the money, I lost almost 80% of that. I have no any backup. I cannot tell anyone. My parents don't know what I'm doing. So I was just in the middle.
Most people don't know this, but I'm still at university. Yeah, I'm still studying.
Do you ever lose concentration in class when, you know? Maybe?
Not really. I think that's one of the things that helped me because the moment I take my trades, I forget about them and I'm busy, I'm concentrating in class, I'm having lunch with friends and I'm doing all sorts of things.
What would you say is the biggest challenge facing beginner traders here in Dar es Salaam?
It's greed.
Yeah.
You know Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo can score a very simple but amazing goal.
Yeah.
And you would think that he scored that goal in what, 2 minutes, just took off some players and scored it in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's not 2 minutes.
Of course.
You don't see the training he has to go through.
Yeah.
You don't see how many years he's been training. People take trading as quick money, easy money.
Quick.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Bullish Banter podcast. I'll be your host, Rufas Kamau, and today I'm joined by two other guests. One of them is very familiar, Prudence Maximillian. You have seen him in a previous podcast, and he's our education partner at the FX Pesa office in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes. Kindly do a quick intro.
Okay, my name is Prudence Maximillian. People call me Kaka wa Taifa, brother of the nation. Mimi ni education partner wa FX Pesa Tanzania. Ofisi yetu inapatikana Dar es Salaam, Ohio Street, FNB House, floor number 3. Hapa ni sehemu ambayo trader yoyote au mtu yoyote anaweza kaja akajifunza kuhusu trading. Tunazungumzia real traders ambao wanaweza wakasogea hapa mkajifunza au mkafundishwa na mentors ambao wana experience kwenye haya masoko. Na lengo kubwa la akademi hii ni kuhakikisha kwamba watu wote wa Tanzania ambao walikuwa wanatamani kujifunza masuala ya financial markets, trading in general, waweze kupata sehemu ambayo wanakuwa supported specifically kwa kupewa elimu.
Asante sana. So to our other guest, naomba ujiintroduce.
Okay, so my name is Eugene.
Yes.
Famously known as Godfather, and I'm a Forex trader by profession. I've been trading for 6 years, but consistently for 3 years.
Perfect. Karibu sana kwa Bullish Banter. So today tutaongea about the experience at trading, how you approach the markets, different market conditions, how you survive. And once we go through this, hopefully our listeners will get to gain something from it. So let's start with you. How did you get into trading, and how was your experience, let's say in your first 6 months in trading?
Okay, on my side, back in the days, it was 2017. I was a university student like others. Na ndo sehemu ambapo nilikuja kusikia kuhusiana na financial markets trading au forex trading. Back in those days, it was very hard to be a trader because hata resources were scarce. Zungumzia resources inamaanisha nini? Hakuwepo mentor ambaye anaweza akakusupport in one way or the other uka-accelerate your learning journey. So we had to take that hard way. You learn by yourself. Unaanza kujaribu, but later, baada ya muda mrefu sana, it's when I started seeing something in the market. But in reality, for 6 months, I knew nothing. So like, nothing.
Ulikuwa tu unaingia kwa markets.
Yeah. It's like
blindly.
Na bet ya unabatisha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. How about you?
Well, the first 6 months, I can say were not so good because I didn't plan on becoming a trader at first. Nilikuwa na rafiki yangu, yeye ndo alikuwa introduced in this trading business. Kwa hiyo alinifuata mimi for like some capital. Akaniambia, bro, I know how to trade. I know how trading works. It's this and this. I was like, okay, this is some complicated issues. What do you need? He was like, I need this amount of money, so I funded him. So at first it was good. Day 1 profits, second day profits, third days we went back to break even, fourth day we lost everything. So I was like, okay, this is not my game, and I didn't want to do it. So I've been on and off for trading. Like someone would come and tell me I trade. I was like, oh, I also trade, and then I would trade for a month, and then I would stop trading. But soon as I started catching the momentum, I was like, okay, let me take this issue serious. It's when I started seeing the profits in the market and became a consistent trader.
Yeah. Interesting. When did you become the Godfather?
Okay. You see, right now you walk in the street and people recognize you and people be like, bro, you've inspired me a lot to start this trading journey. But all this started last year because I was already a very consistent trader last year. But I was like, okay, let me try and talk about this thing. I see a lot of people, you know, you watch social media and you see someone talking and you're saying, no, this is saying the wrong things, is not correct. And I was like, let me correct this guy first. So I would say something, put in a little perspective of my own, and then it started to catch up. People started liking it, and there's when I became Godfather.
Interesting. Naelewa.
Yeah.
Nataka ukue baba wa taifa.
Kaka ana nafasi yake.
So now let's push it forward to a typical day now this year. How would you explain your typical day in trading? Like when you wake up, what are you thinking about? Are you looking for trades, or do you have some rituals that you have to perform in the morning before you get into the market? Yeah.
So most people don't know this, but I'm still at university. Yeah, I'm still studying. So a typical day for me is like any other typical day.
Yeah.
Most people try and complicate this and think always in the charts, always in the market, always looking, trying to find a trade.
Yeah.
We start trading to avoid the normal life, right? To avoid being a 9-to-5 employee, always being pushed. Yeah. But if you're always in the market trying to look for a trade, you're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So my typical day is I wake up, I prepare myself for university, I watch the charts for like 30-40 minutes, I find the daily buyers of the day, and I wait for my confirmation. The moment I reach uni, I open my phone. Obviously, New York session has started. I find my confirmation, I place my trade limits, or I enter my position, and that's it. By the time I'm out of uni, it has either hits my take profits or my stop loss, and that's a normal day. So I'm taking trading as a part-time in that sense.
Do you ever lose concentration in class when, you know? Maybe?
Not really. I think that's one of the things that helped me, because the moment I take my trades, I forget about them, and I'm busy, I'm concentrating in class, I'm having lunch with friends, and I'm doing all sorts of things. The trading part is like something I already did, and it's done, it's set, so I can live my other day and do my other productive things.
Interesting. What are you studying?
I'm studying electronics and communication engineering.
Interesting. Engineers and trading. I'm curious. Are there any other traders in your class?
Because I influenced a lot of people, now there are, but at first there weren't. So people were just looking at me and calling me, they have this name, they call me, where I stay, they call me influencer. So they just know me as someone who talks online. They didn't first care about the trading stuff and whatever. But then the moment they started seeing the motion, the money, because we're in this game to make money, so obviously people will start seeing the money. And they're like, wait a minute, this guy is making bread. So this thing must work. And then someone just coming, first they come as jokes, bro, can you teach me? And then you start teaching them slowly. So now I can say there are a lot of people who are trading around my area.
Just because they saw the money?
Just because they saw me,
Interesting. Evidence-based? Like they wouldn't start trading if you're not making money. But after you've fought, have you blown accounts?
Blown accounts? Now this is the part where it gets interesting. I always tell it to Kaka Taifa that I have never blown an account. No.
Not a single one?
Not a single one. Like you watch your account go down, and then blowing. I have never. Like all my losses are calculated. Like I know I am taking this loss, and I know I'm taking this profit. So I can't say I've blown an account.
Interesting. So even when you are studying, like you never really had an account go down to zero?
I had accounts which went to a negative balance, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
But that was not due to my fault.
Yeah.
It was either the broker's problem or the prop firm, a slippage, whatever.
Yeah.
But my risks are always calculated. Like I know in this trade, I'm losing 500 USD.
Yeah.
I am making 2,000. So I know anything can happen. I lose 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Maybe we're not into this in the same page.
Yeah.
If I deposit 500 USD and I put my loss at 500 USD, did I blow that account or it was a calculated risk?
To me, it sounds like it's blown.
That's a calculated risk for me.
The moment you see that message saying margin call, you know that account is gone.
Now, for me, maybe this is what helped me is because I consider blowing accounts when you take a loss after a loss after a loss after a loss. You can have 7 losses in a row, and then the account is gone. That's blowing an account.
Yeah.
But if you are one trade, and your loss is the entire account, I don't think that's blowing account. That's a calculated risk.
Yeah, I've seen that. What do we call it? Full margin trader.
Yeah, full margin traders.
Yeah.
That's it.
So ukiwekelea nayo na kama iende So in terms of resources, how would you describe your setup, like in the most simplicity way? Like how many hot data subscription do you use? Do you use a laptop for trading? Do you use a phone? Do you have a specified, let's say, office, home office? Like what is your setup like?
You see, trading is very simple.
Yeah.
But people like to complicate it.
Yeah.
To complicate it, I mean.
Yeah.
Mimi setup yangu ni
Simu.
Only.
Yeah.
I can survive trading with my phone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But as days go, you need to add stuff to it.
Yes.
And then unaweza ukahitaji PC.
Yeah.
Okay? Laptop.
Yeah.
And then you're going to need a monitor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just one monitor is enough.
Yeah.
So if you want to become a full-time trader, maybe one monitor, one PC, and your phone. And that's it.
Yeah. You don't need like
you don't need a lot of complications. Yeah.
How is your setup, Prudence?
Okay.
How do you describe it?
My setup on my side.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a day trader, let's say for example I'm a day trader, I need to analyze the charts.
Yeah.
So when you use the phone, of course you can see the charts, but not that clear.
Yeah.
Not that clear.
Yeah.
So as Godfather said here, that you don't need a lot of things.
Yeah.
You see, which are bringing complications.
Yeah.
If you cannot see well by using your phone, then you just need a laptop.
Yeah.
And maybe if the screen of the laptop is very small, then you can need a monitor.
Yeah.
So for example, on my side, I have all of those.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But it is not that necessary for someone who is starting to trade that he must have a laptop or maybe he must have these big screens and whatever. You see?
Yeah.
Because this is the reality.
Yeah.
These screens will not make you money.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
They're just there to display the charts so that now you can see clearly.
Yeah.
But more than that, nothing else.
So personally, wewe unatumia?
Personally, I have everything.
Yeah.
I have everything because
you have the different screens and everything.
Yeah, I have everything, but they are not necessary.
Yeah.
All you need is just maybe a phone or maybe any device that can access the internet. Then you just watch the market and trade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So about now trading strategy. How do you approach the markets? Like, what is the thing that has to happen for you to say that this is a trade and I'm going to risk some amount of money in this trade?
Okay, specifically on my side, I have my own strategy.
Yeah.
I won't say that maybe it is price action or whatever. These popular strategies.
Just describe it in very simple terms.
Okay.
Like what if you wake up and you see this thing in the market, you know that's a trade for you.
Okay. Once I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I have to focus with is looking in my calendar to see if there is any fundamental that can affect the market during that day.
Yeah.
And if there is no any fundamental, I just go for technicals.
Yeah.
You see? I analyze the market in a very simple way, simplifying each and everything, and then I just set my goals. You see? let's say, for example, that if the market touches here,
Yeah.
let's say if I see the reversal,
Yeah.
maybe candlestick here,
Yeah.
and if it confirms for me in the lower time frames,
Yeah.
then I'm ready to go. So I set my SL,
Yeah.
I set my target,
Yeah.
then I
No
set.
indicators, no nothing.
I'm not the indicator guy.
Yeah.
Why am I not using these indicators? Because
Yeah.
I analyze the charts. I have to read those charts and understand the information that are given by those charts.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So, according to my experience, now this is the experience.
Yeah.
Most of the indicators
Yeah.
are showing something
Yeah.
after that thing has happened already.
Yeah.
You see?
Lagging
So,
indicators.
they have no any other meaning.
Yeah.
Despite, let's say, for example, those people are using something like moving averages to check for the trends of the market.
Yeah.
But even if you don't use the indicators,
Yeah.
you can understand that this market is trending whether upward or downward
Yeah.
by just looking at the market structures which have been created there.
Yeah.
So it is just very simple. I don't, on my
Yeah.
side, I don't use indicators.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For you,
Yeah.
what qualifies for trade? Like once you, let's say you open your phone and you're looking at these candlesticks on a particular asset. What's the one thing that you look at and say, this one I must enter?
Okay, for me, it's all about probability.
Yeah.
I want the market to tell me a story. I want it to convince me to take a trade.
Yeah.
Now, what trade will it convince me to take?
Yeah.
That's up to the market. You see, this is where most people confuse.
Yeah.
They're convincing themselves
Yeah.
to take the trade.
Yeah.
But I want the market to convince me.
Yeah.
I trade very few things
Yeah.
that I notice. Price action, pure price action,
Yeah.
market structures and break of those structures.
Yes.
And to add something to that, I add the imbalances,
Yeah.
the fair value gaps and the imbalances.
Yeah.
Only that.
Yeah.
And supply and demand.
Yeah.
Now, these are the things that I need. Now, I need to look at the market and for it to tell me a story.
Yeah.
The price came to this demand zone.
Yeah.
It bounced the first time. It came and bounced the second time.
Yeah.
And then bounced the third time.
Yeah.
But it hasn't reached the supply zone.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do?
Yeah.
But this supply zone seems stronger than this demand zone. Okay?
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait for it to reach the supply zone and come back
Yeah.
and take the trades up there,
Yeah.
or am I going to take the trades up here?
Yeah.
Now I have two options,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
From a market with a lot of options, I already narrowed them to two.
Yeah.
Now I have to go and check the sentiment.
Yeah.
What are most people doing?
Yeah.
Okay? Most people are buying or most people are selling.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the more I reduce the numbers of probability
Yeah.
is when I will end up with only one trade.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what it's going to do. I'm going to buy here
Yeah.
and I'm going to wait for the market to reach there.
Yeah.
And when I'm reached there, I'm out.
Yeah.
And after reaching here, I will wait to see if it will break this zone or it will come back.
Yeah.
You see, I want the market to tell me a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I take my trades mostly.
Interesting. I've seen several tutorials from different traders. I've also had several conversations about basically taking the low-hanging fruit. No, you're not just forcing anything in the markets. It's just like like a mango tree. It has a lot of fruits, but there's just one right here at the reach of your hand. You just take that one, and you don't have to risk out of time or energy in that market in order to get some benefits. So, what would you say was your biggest win in a Forex trade?
My biggest win in Forex trading, I would say it was December last year. Yeah. December last year, I made almost around 50K USD. Yeah. So that was a very bad month for most of traders. Yeah. But for me, it was very easy because I just took buys. Yeah. And then I would break even. Yeah. And the market would reverse to my break even, and I would take another buy. Yeah. And then I would break even. Yeah. So the accumulation of those profits, by the time I closed, I had 50K profits. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was profitable, very profitable month, and it was a very good profit.
Interesting. How about one trade, one individual trade?
Now, the system that I'm trading, it is quite difficult for one trade to give me a lot of money. Yeah. Right? Yeah. maybe if I'm trading news, I made 10K trading news, I can call that big.
Yeah.
So most big big profit I made in one trade, it's 10K from trading news.
Yeah.
But most of my trades I break even. So
Yeah.
the more they go, the more I add up layers of trades to it. So I can't call that one trade.
Yeah. Okay, let's clarify. $10K or
$10K, yes, $10K. Yeah, it was 10K USD from it was NFP. I think it was 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
NFP, yeah. 1,000 risk, 10K profit, 110.
Awesome. Okay, let's invert this. What's the biggest hit you have taken in a trade?
Okay, on my side,
Yeah.
I have a different story.
Yeah.
I can say that the most trade that I took, the biggest win that I took.
No, we are flipping now.
Yeah.
Okay, the biggest loss that I took.
Yeah.
It was in the year 2019.
Yeah.
You see, I had already started about trading, and I had already started trading.
Yeah.
It was about managing people's funds.
Yeah.
So there is a certain guy who trusted me, but in reality I knew nothing.
Yeah.
I cannot lie.
Yeah.
You see, it's like I'm trying to pull myself.
Yeah.
So that now I can be somewhere.
Yeah.
There is a certain guy came from UK.
Yeah.
Then he trusted me.
Yeah.
Gave me his money.
Yeah.
See, it was about 3K.
Yeah.
At that time it was big because I was still young. You
Yeah.
see, I have nothing. I have no any source of income. So I decided that I'm taking this.
Yeah.
I remember the first day of trading the money.
Yeah.
I lost almost 80% of that.
Whoa.
See, almost 80% was gone.
Yeah.
I have no any backup.
Yeah.
You see, I cannot tell anyone.
Yeah.
My parents don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I was just in the middle.
That's
But
basically
wonderfully enough,
$2,400.
almost like
80%.
yeah, almost there. You see.
Yeah.
So the wonderful thing, I thought that maybe that guy could come in with maybe gun or whatever.
Yeah.
You see?
Shake you a little bit.
Bring my money.
Yeah, that would give me my money or whatever.
Yeah.
But wonderful thing, that guy told me that. The guy, of course, his age is
Yeah.
So he told me that I can see that you are fighting for life.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
As long as you took this money, you see, you have seen that you are not a thief, that maybe you withdraw this money, you see, you have lost this money
In the markets,
you see?
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I thought that maybe he's taking that that amount which is left.
Yeah.
He told me that if you are learning, then learn with this.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So that was the drawdown and the very big loss that I took back in the days.
Yeah.
But now as we go, you see, we as traders, we grow. You see?
Yeah.
So
Maybe that guy is your godfather.
yeah. Of course, you see? So as we grow currently, because as Godfather said, you see, we are taking calculated risks.
Yes.
So even if you lose, let's say $2,000 per day, or even if you lose 1,000, you had already known that I'm going to lose this if the market goes against me. You see, because it is calculated. You see, so nowadays no more losses. Because they're calculated. Yeah.
Interesting. I like that perspective. So if it's calculated, it's not a loss.
Because my biggest loss, it was a prop firm.
Yeah.
I was up 4,000. I was up 5,000. I think. Yeah. And I took a trade. And there was news. Prop firms, they changed their regulations last minute. They didn't say anything. So you are not allowed to trade. I think it was 5 minutes before news and 5 minutes after. So whatever you stop loss, take profit, it wasn't gonna count. So I was like, okay, I'm in a trade, but there is news, but it's okay. I have a stop loss in order and everything like that, so it will be okay. I'm risking only 500 USD. It's okay, it's fine. News hits, goes the opposite of my direction. I check the account, I'm down 4,000.
Whoa.
My stop loss is up there, and the market just passed it. Complaining to the program, they're bringing. We set this rule that 5 minutes before news you should trade your stop loss and take profits won't count. So now I'm already down 4,000.
Oh.
That was a big loss.
Yeah, that's like really bad.
Yeah.
The funny thing I find about these prop firms, like they don't have local presence.
Sure.
You won't find them regulated here. They don't have a physical office you can walk into. And I think that's one of the key challenges we are solving here in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Having a regulated broker who is offering local support with a local office.
Yeah.
So you can literally walk in, if you have a query, you will get assistance, just to make sure that there's this trusted environment where you operate.
Yeah.
And of course, with Prudence here as the educator, people are able to approach the market from an informed perspective.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So moving on, what would you say is the biggest challenge facing beginner traders here in Dar es Salaam?
There is a lot of challenges facing beginner traders in Dar es Salaam.
Yeah.
But the biggest one, is greed.
Greed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People take trading as quick money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trading is easy money.
Quick.
No.
You know.
Yeah,
It's kind of quick.
it can give you something.
You can click a button and make $1,000.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Somebody will go to work for how many months before they get?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Let me put it in an example.
Yeah.
You know Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo can score a very simple but amazing goal.
Yeah.
And you would think that he scored that goal in what, 2 minutes, just took off some players and scored it in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's not 2 minutes.
Of course.
You don't see the training he has to go through.
Yeah.
You don't see how many years he's been training.
Yeah.
You know Stephen Curry?
Yes.
Yeah, Stephen Curry can shoot three-point hoops.
Yeah.
Very, like he's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Stephen Curry started training when he was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you see him do incredible things that you're like, this is very easy.
Yeah.
I can do this, it's quick.
Yeah.
Trading is easy money.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
You get that money very easily.
Yeah.
But it's not quick.
Yeah.
You have to put effort to reach there
absolutely.
to a point where it will become easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the problem with most traders these days.
Yeah.
They want to start now and start making money now.
Yeah.
And that's what will usually cost most of the traders.
Yeah. Interesting. What would you say was your biggest, best resource that helped you to transition from a beginner to a pro level trader?
I can't sugarcoat this.
Yeah.
It is a mentor.
Yeah.
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 I was trading.
Yeah.
I wasn't profitable, but I was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at break even.
Yeah.
Because I was trading using signals from other traders.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
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 But then I was like, this is not the life I want.
Yes.
Okay. I need someone to teach me how to trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So I subscribed to someone's signal channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribed. And they had a profitable month.
Yeah.
They didn't take a loss the entire month.
Yeah.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yes.
No loss the entire month.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the person I want to teach me.
Yeah.
Because she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Profits the entire month. So I paid for subscription.
Yeah.
And she taught me everything I know today, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the biggest breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a local, international?
Oh, no, it's a Malaysian lady. I can't say her name, but it's a Malaysian lady.
Yeah.
The Malaysians know how to trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very serious with this business. It's a Malaysian lady.
Yeah.
She taught everything I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you have to pay for it?
4,000 USD.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it was very much worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Whoa.
imagine, I knew that this lady knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
So I approached her myself. She wasn't even offering any mentorship. I approached her and she told me a fee and I paid it and she told me everything I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, would you rather pay 4,000 USD to get premium education to become profitable, or would you rather spend a year just learning by yourself?
Okay, speaking this from experience, you see?
Yeah.
You know, what we are seeing in the social media, you see?
Yeah.
It is quite the opposite of the reality.
Yeah.
See?
Screenshot traders.
Yeah, a lot of people a lot of newbies
Yeah.
are getting wrong informations.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Which are sugar coated.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So they're thinking that maybe if they started trading, they're going to get money
Yeah.
as they see online.
Yeah.
You see, it is very, very tough.
Yeah.
Specifically, when you decide to learn on your own.
Yeah.
You see? Because there are a lot of informations around here, you see?
Yeah.
So now you'll find yourself confused because you don't know where to focus,
Yeah.
you see?
Yeah.
Now, on my side, this is what I can advise, or this is what I can say, you see? It is going to take you a lot of years if you decide to learn on yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of losses too.
And a lot of losses. So it means that you are going to pay that prices by losing.
So you still pay $4,000, but
More.
by bit.
Yeah. But I want to rewind this.
Yeah.
If there were mentors at that time when I was beginning, I would rather pay.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Than just losing every time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever traded with a mental stop loss?
Mental stop loss.
Yeah.
Mentors.
No,
Mental
mental.
stop
Like
loss.
the stop loss is not on the platform; it's in your head.
Yeah, we've been to that stage.
Yeah.
You have to be on that stage at one point to another.
Yeah.
You are maybe, because some trades you're at home, it's a normal day, you're not going anywhere, so just take the trade and you wait.
Yeah.
And then it hits your mental stop loss like a line you put on trading view, and you're like,
Okay.
maybe it's going up, okay? So let me wait.
Yeah.
So we all have reached that point.
Yeah.
And there is when you see the importance of a mentor, because a mentor will tell you, get out. I've traded with a lot of people, I've mentored a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I would take trades with them, and they will tell me like, bro, I took this trade, I'm buying here, but it has reached this one, I believe it's going to buy, and I'm like, get out. It's not going to buy. It's not going to buy. Get out. I had a student who didn't listen to me. I remember this.
Yeah.
I will always remember this. It was the time when Bitcoin was dropping.
Yeah.
Vigorously, it was dropping.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying buy Bitcoin, the halving whatsoever,
Yeah.
and that Bitcoin was selling.
Yeah.
And right in the middle,
Yeah.
someone was already in buys and it was in loss.
Yeah.
I told him, Bitcoin is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just take your losses and close
Yeah.
those trades. He was like, no, bro, it's going.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but I told you.
Yeah.
I used to have, I had that kid's account.
Yeah.
I used to monitor it.
Yeah.
Now, at first, I used to close trades for him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, bro, you see, they're going back.
Yeah.
They're going back. You just leave them.
Yeah.
So I left them. But I was telling him every day, Bitcoin is not going anywhere. He blew. It was a $1,000 account and he blew it.
Yeah.
Just from one Bitcoin buy. So
Yeah.
it is good. It is good to monitor your trades, have a mental stop loss, but it is very nice to just place the stop loss and forget about it.
Yeah.
So as we always say, like hope is not a strategy.
Yeah.
So you cannot trade on hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has been a really great session. Thank you guys for taking your time and for joining in for the Bullish Banter podcast. We normally share this podcast on YouTube as well as all other podcast platforms. We also update on our socials. So to our listeners, I hope you enjoyed this particular podcast. So if you have any questions for us, make sure to type them on YouTube as well as any other platform. And if you have any comments, feel free to type them. And one last thing, how may clients or our listeners reach out to you?
Okay, so as I said, my Instagram is Godfather. Yeah, and my TikTok is Godfather. So anywhere you search Godfather, the first person who will come up is me.
Well, if you search on Netflix, it's a movie.
Social media, most social media platforms. So it's Godfather on Instagram and Godfather on TikTok. Yeah.
Awesome. How may clients reach you, especially for classes?
Okay, so I'm speaking to those people in Tanzania, specifically Swahili people. Here is your academy, FX Pesa. We are here, you see. So if you want to learn and you want to come to the office is located in Dar es Salaam, you see. The street is Ohio Street and the building is FNB House, floor number 3. And for those people who want to follow me on my socials, on Instagram, I am Kaka wa Taifa, the brother of the nation. And also on TikTok, the same. This is Godfather. I'm your brother.
Okay.
All right, bye. Thanks, guys.